Hi everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome to Vox Yoga. Today's practice is for our hips and our pelvis. We're going to be doing some subtle movement and stretches to free up the hips, get more movement in the pelvis to hopefully set ourselves up with the best standing alignment for your body. So before we start, we just want to see where our pelvis naturally sits and how it feels. So come to standing. Shake everything out, have a bit of movement. You can even jump up and down and then land and just bring awareness to your pelvis. So naturally, our pelvis often tends to tilt forward or back. If we have an anterior tilt where it tilts forward, this can be if we have slightly tighter hip flexors, maybe we're sitting down a lot, which I know a lot of us are or have been recently. Or a posterior tilt where our pelvis tilts backwards and you feel quite tucked under. Sometimes this means the hamstrings are a bit tighter, or we're just made in certain ways a lot of the time. So today's practice is great for anyone, but I know a lot of you on this channel are singers. So we're just going to see how the breath feels when we're really overdoing it in either of these tilts. So first of all, tilt the pelvis forward so it's as if your butt's kind of sticking out. And then try and take a full breath and just see how it feels. And then the other way, so really tucking the pelvis under, you might feel that your shoulders then automatically round. Again, trying to breathe again to see how it feels. And come back to your neutral again, have a bit of movement. So we're not really trying to force it to go exactly in the middle, saying you must have a neutral pelvis because everyone is made differently. But through some subtle movement and stretches, we can get a bit more flexibility in the movement, freeing up the hip flexors to hopefully feel like you're in the best alignment. So we're going to come to seated on the mat. And first of all, bring the left leg in front of the right. So it's like your legs are in a triangle from your hips here. So left leg in front, right behind, and we'll start to walk the hands forward. Come as far as feels good for you here. Maybe you're still quite lifted, or you can come down onto the forearms, or release the forehead down to the mat. And breathe into this forward fold. You'll feel a stretch. Just see if you can release a little bit more with each exhale. And then lift the torso, walking the hands back towards you. Keep the left leg where it is in front, then moving the right leg to the side. So your legs are at 90 degrees. So your right knee will kind of be cradling the arch of your left foot. And then your left shin and right shin will make 90-degree angles. Bring the fingertips to either side. This is quite a subtle motion. We're just going to rock on the pelvis. So on an inhale, lifting the right glutes, the right sit bone, the right hip. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting the right sit bone. You're almost rocking to the left a little bit. Exhale, lower. So follow your breath. You'll feel this movement in the left hip joint. Don't try and do too much here. Just follow your breath and your movement. Last one. Great. Keep the right fingertips where they are. On an inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, side stretch over to the right. Again, this could be really subtle here. It's not the easiest position to side stretch in, so we don't need loads of flexibility. But again, grounding through both sit bones if you can, and you'll feel this stretch down the left obliques and maybe some muscles around the side of the hip as well. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, release. Let's swap sides. So again, left leg kind of stays where it is. Right leg comes in front. So we're making this triangle with the legs first. And we'll fold forward. So walking the hands forwards. Again, come as far as works for you, and it might feel completely different on this side. And you can come down onto the forearms or drop the forehead. Breathe into the forward fold again. Lift the torso, walking the hands towards you. Then keeping the right leg where it is. Left leg moves to make that 90-degree shape between the shins. Again, fingertips to either side. Then on the inhale, we'll lift the left sit bones. Exhale, drop it back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Just follow your breath, getting into this rocking motion. Last one. Coming to the side stretch, left fingertips stay where they are. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Left arm. Exhale, left arm drops over to the left. Breathe here. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, release. Coming to butterfly now. So just bringing the soles of the feet together, knees dropping open to the side. We're not going to fold forward in this. We're actually going to try and keep the spine quite long. So taking hold of your ankles, knees may not drop, may not reach the floor here. That's totally fine. You could put them on some blocks or just stay exactly in your range of motion. However, have a little bit of pull towards the ankles so you can drop the knees a little more and just open the hips. Grounding through the sit bones, lift through the crown of the head and breathe here. And release. Just extend the legs in front of you and just bounce the knees up and down. And we'll come to tabletop, hands and knees. So set yourself up, shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees. Now, cat-cow, but we're just going to start with the movement from the pelvis. So this is going to be really small, subtle movement if you're used to doing cat-cows. So on your inhale, you're just going to tilt your pelvis forward. So that's that arch in the lower back. Exhale, pelvis tilts back, tailbone tucks under with that slight round. Follow your breath. Inhale, pelvis tilts forward. Exhale, tilting back. Keep the neck soft. Just bringing awareness to this subtle movement. Good, you can start to add a bit more movement in the spine here if you'd like. Extending into more full cat-cows. Or just stick with the movement in the pelvis. But whichever, just really originating the movement with the pelvic tilts. Last one. Coming back to tabletop. Walking the hands forward slightly, tucking the toes, extend the legs, downward facing dog. So lifting those hips up to the sky. Having a bit of movement or find stillness and breathe here. Stepping the right foot in between the hands for a low lunge. Grounding through the left toes, the ball of the foot. Keeping the right knee over the ankle, lifting the torso, coming to a high lunge. Bring the hands to the top of the right thigh here. Just feel the right hip crease drawing back. You can lift the arms overhead, but again, we're going to go for some subtle movement. So I'm actually going to bring my hands to the hips instead for this one. Again, really subtle, slight movement. All you're going to do here is trying to lift up and out of the hips without having much movement at all. Just bend the left knee. And then to straighten the left leg, just push the left heel back to the wall behind you. You're going to feel a big stretch down the left hip flexor. So bending the left knee, straighten the leg by pushing that heel back. 2 more, you might feel it in the right quads. Last one. Great, then hands frame the front foot. Just straighten the right leg here, just for a counter stretch for a moment. Then plant the palms and step back to downward dog, or you can take a vinyasa if you'd like. Other side, left foot steps forward between the hands, low lunge. Setting yourself up, left knee over left ankle, grounding through the balls of the feet, lifting the torso. Bring the hands to the top of the left thigh, just to feel strength in the posture. Then hands overhead or hands to the hip will come to that bend and straightening once more. So bending the right knee. Then straightening the leg by pushing the heel back towards the wall behind you. And again, bend the right knee. And straighten by pushing that heel back. 2 more. Awesome, hands frame the left foot. Again, just straightening that left leg for a nice counter stretch. Then stepping the right foot up to meet the left, standing forward fold. Just bend and straighten each leg, have a bit of movement here. And then slowly roll up to stand. Awesome. Now just have a bit of a walk around your mat and just see how you feel now, your hips and your pelvis. You might feel like you've just had a stretch, or you might feel a bit more release and freedom, and you might feel this throughout the day after the practice. And come back to your standing alignment. Well, actually, to find that, let's shake again once more. So shaking in the body, you can maybe jump up and down a bit, and then land in your alignment. Just see if it feels any different to when you first started, or if it just feels a bit more free. Take a few full deep breaths to finish the practice. Amazing. Thank you for joining me today. Maybe slightly different to a normal yoga flow, but hopefully it's helped to bring awareness to your alignment and how freeing up and getting the hips, the pelvis moving a bit can really help. So if you've enjoyed this, hit like, hit subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon.